of them didn't bother to to take it and copy in Word and write their names. They print the Wikipedia and they wrote their names with a pencil, and they never read it. And I asked them, tell me what you have written, and they couldn't read it right because it's the first time that they looked at the document.
2 or 3 tools that you really think teachers should have access to. Hi everyone, my name is Munawar Khan and I welcome you to another episode of Control Plus Ed, where we discuss education and technology that drives it. As AI-powered tools are flooding into classrooms, there is a real tension between helping students learn and making learning too easy. How can we create AI-powered teaching tools better that are also very balanced in this approach? To explore this, I have a very special guest with us today, Ioannis Anapliotis, a seasoned educator with over 25 years of experience in the classroom and a true innovator at the intersection of pedagogy and technology. He leads the AI and VR lab at Neapedia School in Greece, and he also serves as the co-founder and CTO at Scaling Future. John, I welcome you to today's podcast.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here. I hope that the discussion is going to be great and try to answer some of these very important questions and concepts about AI and education.
Absolutely. I am very sure of that as well, John. Thank you once again. So I would actually like to start with one of your recent LinkedIn posts that very fascinating. I found it very interesting. And the post was actually talking about our prioritization. And it said something like, are we prioritizing convenience over cognition? This is actually an amazing line. And that is going to be one of the key focuses of today's podcast as well. So John, please tell a little bit about what you actually meant by that and where is it heading?
Yes, this article was written by me and Dr. Marta Umana, an American teacher and EdTech specialist, and we try to find a way to use how we all can use AI by not leaving children to do anything in an easy way and don't learn anything. We believe that if too much convenience and the strength and the power and the tools of AI can make students do what they have to do in a few seconds or a few minutes, and they won't learn anything or only a few things. So it has to be a way to, and that's the most important question, I think, in education and the implementation of AI in education, how to do that, how to use AI, and especially for young kids that they learn now, they have to learn, they have to struggle, they have to make mistakes, they have to try again and again. And, in pedagogy, the mistake is very important. You learn from your mistakes. You don't, if you do everything right from the first time, you don't learn. So that's the problem. We have to find a way that we teachers and the techs and all the AI specialists to find a way to help children in that. And as we say, we have to help them have the critical thinking, have to ask AI, not take the answer as granted and that's it. I copy paste I used to see the same thing a few years ago with Wikipedia. I gave them a question and the next day they had the full answer from Wikipedia, and some of them didn't bother to take it and copy in Word and write their names. They print the Wikipedia and they wrote their names with a pencil, and they never read it. And I asked them, tell me what you have written, and they couldn't read it right because it's the first time that they looked at the document.
Yeah.
And they thought that they have written 10 pages of something. Right. So it's very important. And that we try to find how we can do that. And as I always say, that's the $1 million question, how we're going to do that. But I think always it's in something in the middle. We don't have to say no AI. We don't have to say use AI all the time. It's something in the middle, and that's the way we should use it.
Absolutely, and we all been there as teachers. We have all seen students using whatever the latest tool or technology was available, copying pasting exactly word to word. It's a very interesting conversation. We are going to circle back on this again. Before we start exploring the tools and what you do in that area, if you could tell us about your journey in AI and education. And I will just give you a brief background of why I'm asking this question. So there is a feeling, I guess pretty much all experienced educators have, that if you have spent a significant number of years in any industry, any field, whether it's education or anything, it becomes very difficult to adopt to the latest tools and technology. You have over 25 years of experience in the classroom. How was your journey when it comes to AI and education?
You know, I'm lucky because I don't know. I like this. I like to search. I like to find something new. I always tried when we had the interactive whiteboards. I said, "Now let's try this." After that, some other things with VR. Let's see what it comes with the Google Cardboard and the cell phone inside, and try to do some things because I like what I do, and I think that I try to find ways to help students to learn, and we try. It's not easy to compete with technology, especially. I remember in the university, a professor told us that uh, education has a very big opponent and a big enemy that we can never win it. It's the games. You present something to the children made maybe in the internet, maybe a video, maybe a documentary, and for them it's so boring because they play games with great speed. So I always looked a way to find something new to show them, to
Right.
help them. And when I saw, I teach physics and computer science. I have both degrees and diplomas, and when I teach programming too, and but it was not never my favorite because it's very strict. You have to write everything in order, step by step, and even a dot or even a parenthesis is missing, and that was not. I understand its great importance. AI wouldn't exist without it, but when I saw first ChatGPT, I said, "What is this?" And I tried for fun in the beginning 2 years ago for fun, and I was writing songs for friends, and we were doing jokes and all these things. But after that, I began to notice that it's a great tool, and step by step, and entering some communities like LinkedIn or in Instagram, and seeing what people do all over the world, I understood that it's a great tool, the best tool we ever had. That's what I believe, and it's of course I have spent a lot of time. It's not so easy to. I think that I'm in a good level, but this needs a lot of time. But always we don't have to be afraid of the tool. We will start with our own steps, with our own pace. We don't need with the first time a teacher to create the best chatbot ever. He or she can create something to do his job to with a prompt of one paragraph, ask to do something specific. They don't have to create the full curriculum chatbot. So I think that all teachers can do that. All teachers can do that. They can try, but as everything in with computers, if you don't try, you can't do anything. I knew teachers that couldn't open a computer, and after that they could create their website. They were specialists at Word, Excel these days because they tried it and they liked it. And they did with PowerPoint fantastic things many years ago. The other said, I don't want, I want only to do my lesson as I always do, and that's it. I have many colleagues and friends because I'm so many years in the school, and they tell me, leave us alone. We don't do yourself, do your AI, and leave us alone. We don't want. We don't have time to learn this and do extra job for nothing. And I try to explain them sometimes. Sometimes I say, okay,
And
I
how
will
do
leave
you,
you alone.
what do you tell them usually? How do you, should I use the word convince?
Yes, I do it by example. I say let's have be together here and try to do what you want. Maybe in different lessons. I'm better in physics, mathematics, and these sciences. But sometimes I have a chat with my friend. She's a linguist teacher, and she does ancient Greek. Ancient Greek is difficult with different tones and all these things. And let's try. I said, let's try to do that. Let's give a text and translate it to modern Greek or something else. And they see that that's nice. It can do something good. And or I ask them do that. Give them what we my. I have heard something from some that it's very nice. This thing with prompting and all these things is like explaining as much simple as possible.
Right.
If you are an experienced teacher and you have a new teacher, 20, right from the university, that has all the knowledge of the world, but hasn't been in class even 1 second, what would you, as a mentor, what would you tell him or her? Explain him that you go inside, first say to wait for the children to be quiet, don't start the lesson and the class is upside down. And after that, if they don't do that, your voice do that, be strict or everything, every information that we use, and we might don't understand that we do that. It's important. I have done some great prompts and some great chatbot with friends and colleagues that I asked them, tell me how you do your lesson, what you do. Tell me, write step by step what you do every day. I do that in mathematics. I do that. If they don't understand, I do that. Like a diagram or a flow chart. I do that. And after that, we can create a nice prompt.
Right. So you have defined two situations that are very contradictory to each other. So on one hand, we have teachers who are over relying on AI instead of using AI as an agent or assistant for them. They've rather given the driving seat to AI and following whatever it is asking them to do. On the other hand, we have educators who are not convinced yet that it can actually help, and it requires some effort to first show what the capabilities of ChatGPT are, for instance, before they could, really see any possible implementation. What is the actual situation? Which of these two situations is more dominant? What is the reality right now in general?
I think maybe there are, if I understand well, maybe there are three situations. One that use ChatGPT, let's say, or AI tools like this in the LLMs in a right, let's say, way. The others that depend on ChatGPT, and the others that say, no, leave me alone. As far as I know, especially in my country, I think that the biggest percentage is the people that say, leave me alone. I don't want to use it. I don't trust. There are some ethic issues. They will, the classic. It will take our jobs. It's not good. Children are every day in the screens, and we don't have to add something else again to stay with the screen and do that. And and that is because I think that the fear comes from different parts. One is that they feel that they don't want to learn something new. The other is that they feel that it's something very difficult. Another thing is that I think that you have noticed too. The first time, if uh, you ask something, the result is not so good. You say, "Ah, this is it." And if you are not positive to it, when you see the first answer, you say, "Okay, this is nothing. It's nonsense." You have to try, especially the first times, to do that as everything. If you play, I used to play basketball many years ago, although I'm not so tall. We played, but you have to try the first to again and again the practice. That's how you can play decent. You can be good in a sport or in anything, in drawing and in anything. If you do it once and you leave it, you can't be have good results. So it's that is the main problem. That I think the teachers have the fear. It's something new. They don't have the time, maybe, and they see it as an extra something extra that they have to learn also and spend their time. And that is, I think that our main purpose, as I mean, as we that we know some of the benefits, we try the teachers that know some AI, the edtech, and all the, of course, the governments to help people to understand and to help teachers to understand and say, let's try it, but in an easy way in the beginning. That's the most important thing. If you give 10 tools and say use it and okay, we'll see, nobody will use it. So
Right. So I have a related question. So yes, the fear is very real, and it is not just with educators. Actually, everyone is afraid of AI to some extent. Um, is this fear, or how should I put this question? So, would getting scared help? If I put it very straightforwardly. So, if I, as a teacher, I'm afraid of AI, what should I do? Should I avoid it more or should I adopt it so I could feel more secure?
of course, it's you have to try to see to, but take some advice, speak with other people that use it, maybe find someone that can help you, and try it a little bit, step by step, small steps every day, as we say for many
Right,
things. That's it. The most important thing to not if you see maybe a chatbot that I have created and see the prompt that it's 3 pages. You
right,
don't have to do that the first time you write something, have the 3 pages prompt. You can
right,
write one sentence. I want to do that and that, but be specific and explain this and know what you need. It's very important to know what you need because if you are in the laptop and write something just to see what the results are, it's not good. We have to know. Now I want to try this to tell it to help me in mathematics in something to create an exercise for that and that. Give specific know what we want and what we want to achieve.
right.
That's the
And
most
yes, you
important.
have to basically start somewhere, right? You cannot understand any new technology right on the day one. It requires a lot of back and forth. As you mentioned, you need to talk to the right people. You may need to get trained as well. If AI in education something that is going to become a requirement, which in my opinion it is, because some countries have already mandated AI in education. So yes, there may be training required, and just start somewhere. As you said previously, and you gave a very good example of when Wikipedia was new, when these websites were new, um, someone copied and pasted the entire Wikipedia article. Absolutely. So when it comes to AI tools, how, in your opinion, can AI tools support the thinking process, the deeper levels of thinking, rather than just surface level assistance or surface level information? How can one go beyond? Because it's very natural. If I see my answer, the result I'm looking for right in front of me, why would I want to dig deeper? I already got what I wanted. So how we can build AI tools and how we can use AI tools that would help us in broadening our understanding instead of making it too easy and limiting us to surface level information.
That's a great question, and that's I don't know if anyone in the world can answer that and say that's the answer. It's very difficult and very important because if you see, as you said, the answer in front of you, it's okay. Let's take it, and I think that many things should change. And I think, as I wrote another post, that I believe that the project-based learning is
Right.
the future of education, and that needs to change. Not from the. Again, I believe that teachers are the key to this story.
Right.
Because if maybe we have the curriculum, maybe someone creates them and they are perfect, but the teachers don't know how to use it. We won't have anything. Students can't do them only on themselves. They have so that we have to have the teachers trained and understand that this is for them, it's better for them, better for the students,
Right.
and better for all of the community, of all the people. So the questions we should ask, we should use AI together with our knowledge. We should create something. There is a nice I don't know the promptathons, like the hackathons we say, promptathons that you have a problem. We have to start from real problems. Education is not with real problems. We have exercises with types and all these things. Learn what happened 300. Everything is important, and what happened 300 years ago, and what happened then, and in ancient Greek at the time there, and books and books. They are very important, but we have to change everything. We have to ask the children to use AI, but the results that they take to study them and get furthermore, as
Right.
in with every new tool, when people were digging the farm with their hands and I don't remember the word, the tool, they could do every day 100 meters. After that, with mechanized with the tractors and all these things and the tools, they could do 1 kilometer. So they could do more things. And I like very much, there is I use it every year to the children. If you know, there is a movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Yeah.
Yes, and it's a great scene that the father of the kid was working in a toothpaste company, and he
Right.
was closing the
Gaps of, yeah.
yes, the cap. And
Yeah.
one day they fired him because they had the robot that came that did
Right.
that, and it did. And after that, the father was again in the factory by fixing the robot. So he
Right.
became of a higher level. He was a worker of a higher level. Once
Right.
he had to do only that, and after that he learned things and he studied and he could fix this. So if we have a tool that does a lot of things, it's a great way to do higher level things. But that's the problem. We have to find a way, because for us it's okay because we have learned the high level thing, the low
Right.
level thing.
Right.
But children should be,
Yeah.
if you leave
Yeah,
me,
actually,
that's
very
about
good.
with
Yeah. It's a
educators.
very
If you
good
leave me, I will
example.
talk all day.
No, so I actually really loved your example, and something that comes to my mind now, based on your answer, and I'm just going to put in front of you, and you could add more to it. So basically, what you're saying is, if I summarize it in 2 points. Number one has to be good at what they do. So teacher has to be, first of all, really good at teaching pedagogical skills, right? And then they need to be on top of the technology. So they need to understand technology, but they have to be really good. They have to be expert on what they do. So when the technology is implemented in their workplace or in their environment, they're able to lead technology instead of being affected by it.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay, awesome. So now this leads to another very interesting question: workplace and AI implementation. And of course, when we are talking about educators, most of the educators are associated with the schools as a workplace. And schools really want to implement AI these days, of course, and it is a right thing to do, by the way. So everyone wants some form of AI implemented, but what does a successful AI implementation look like actually? And your answer probably is going to be a guide for a lot of school leaders who are willing to integrate AI, because it's a buzzword. Uh, it is one reason, and it's not a bad reason at all. You have to stay competitive in the market. But as someone who has led the AI and virtual reality lab at an actual school, how do you see a successful implementation happening? What would it look like?
Oh, it's the combination. We have to do that. We have to do a combination. I believe the combination and the middle is the most important thing. You have to use the tool in the beginning. Nothing should come. Let's do AI, everything AI, computer, or the laptops. Everybody with the smartphones and leave the books, because I have heard them these things sometimes. It's very important to start in the beginning with a group of teachers that are willing to do that, not in every lesson, not in every classroom, not everywhere. To start with some teachers that are willing to do that, because I know from experience in my school, I am, let's say, I know and I want to do that. I am the leader of this thing, but I have some teachers with me that they like it and they want to learn, they want to do that.
Mhm.
And we start from a small team, we start doing things, and after that, and the other teachers see that, oh, that's not so difficult, maybe we can do it. They say, John, I want to do it too. Help me to do that. And maybe start a small project, not in the beginning have a great project for everything. I want to
Right.
do a project. Let's do that. They gave me something that's very nice. I wanted to learn more, because they gave me some projects with AI, and I want to. They were great. Let me try more, because I want to know. And that step by step we start. We are not in a final, of course, in my school. A final step. We start yesterday. We started something that I wanted to do. Me and the mathematics teacher,
Mhm.
we did in his class. I have created a chatbot about mathematics, and we did the lesson with this. I was in the classroom. The John also was in the classroom, and they were starting, and the kids were asking, and I was writing what they were asking. We took the results. Their teacher explained them. That's very nice answer. Remember that we have said that also, and how do you do? And ask this and ask that, and it was a great lesson. We loved it, and children loved it, and we believe from the next year we will do it in a monthly basis, 1 or 2 hours every. We will do the lesson with both of us and AI, with a chat GPT and a chat bot and maybe in the computer science lesson, we can create a chat bot and use this chat bot that we have created in for the other lessons and the other teachers. So it's both. We use our tool. It's not ChatGPT. It's a tool
Right.
that we have created in this lesson, and we do it again. They love that.
That is, yeah, it's actually a really good idea, and it raises a very important point that sense of ownership of something also motivates people to adopt something really, really quickly. And I guess it's a really, really important point that you have raised. So talking about chatbots, um, is prompt engineering dead for educators, or is it still very relevant?
You know, that's the prompt engineering. When I learned first time the phrase and the title, and it was like chemical engineer, civil engineer, and all these things. It was very, and I said in the others you have to go to the university to study, and that I can learn it alone. It's great. I'm a prompt
Mm.
engineer, and all these things. I wrote it in LinkedIn. After that, I took it prompt engineer and all these things. But
It's a very
uh,
sophisticated and romantic word in
yeah,
AI and education, right? Right, right.
yes,
Yeah.
but prompting, it's very important. It's easier nowadays than it was. There were so many, you know, these acronyms. You remember the capital letters and meant something each of them, and you have to write very strict that you are the best mathematician in the world, and you have to teach. It was a certain way we wrote these things. Now it's with the tools that are much better. You don't have to write all this, but you have to understand what you write. And the most important thing is that you have to know what you want. You don't write something general and say what are the results. I have also heard the phrase that I like very much, prompt engineering. It's just explaining. It's I think it's very so that the teacher should know. We don't need the titles, prompt engineering, and all these things. They have to know what they want to do. I explained that to the example that I have. It's a friend of mine and colleague. She is a religious teacher, theologist, and
Right.
she barely can open a computer.
Hmm.
She said, no, leave me alone. I don't want anything. I
Right.
don't want to show videos in the classroom. I don't want to do anything. Leave me alone. She and I explained because, but she saw all these things that I do and say, I would like to do something. And now she has her phone and she asks ChatGPT about things, and she has great answers because she understood what she is very good at words and speaking and all these things, and she does great. She has great results because she explains. She still can. If you ask her to send an email with attachments and all these things, say, "Oh, leave me alone." But she does great. She gives great prompts, let's say, to ChatGPT. So it's not
Right.
about. I don't know if we have to call it prompt engineering or something else. We have to try, and we have to. It's the first thing that we'll say. The result won't be good, but if we try and understand what we want, things are better. So we don't have to be afraid. No, prompt engineering. I don't want to do that. It's another science because
Right.
a few months ago we said it's a science. It's a new science. Everybody said.
Right. So is this something that uh, the teachers must be taught in today's world? Prompt engineering.
Uh, I think, as we said before, maybe they should have help in the beginning.
Hmm.
They should learn some things, not learn by heart or don't know what to, but to, to listen to or have a webinar or something for to understand basic things. Try because if you go to a workshop or something like that, you have to try there. If you
Right.
are alone at your home, you say, "Oh, I will do it tomorrow." Tomorrow. It's very common. But if you go there and see, and someone helps you one or two, three times, after that, not everybody. Some of them will say again, "Okay, leave me alone." But
Right.
I believe that if you try and because the most people don't want to do their everything on themselves. They want someone to help them. After that, some of them will do it better. Some of them will leave it. So I think that some help is needed. Some work to be in the workshop, to learn from someone, to have help, to
Right.
some webinars. You don't
Right.
have to study tons of books.
So let me ask you one question. So let's say if you had all the resources in the world, what tool would you create for educators? Or let's say, one tool, maybe because you have so many ideas, one tool may be too limited. Two or three tools that you really think teachers should have access to.
You know, I tried that, and I have created some chatbots that, as I call the master series, the bio master, the math master. I told you there is a series of that they ask you. They say hello, in which language you want to speak. After that, they say which age of students. After that, which curriculum, in Greece, in Canada, in States, in England. I don't know. After that. What are your needs? Are there any special needs, requirements in your classroom? And step by step, it's easy for the user, the teacher. There is a user, but there are some different uses of AI. One is to be a user, but take the results and use them in a great way. It gives you ideas, brainstorming, time saving, and after that, you take these results, the lesson plans or the exercise or things that you never imagined that you could do in 5 minutes, and then you use them in a great way in your classroom. That's one. You are a user of AI. You don't create yourself because they are step by step. They ask you, do you want that, and after 10 or 15 questions, you have a great result. The other thing is, if you want to go further, to start creating your things. But I believe for the beginning, and that's why I created these things, it's because I always have in mind 50 teachers in my school that I know them, most of them for 15 or 20 years. And I think that that will help them. And I have presented these tools in many congresses in Greece, and they loved it because it's that. For a beginning, it's great. That's what I think it's for teachers. And after that, create some tools that need more teachers, implementation and effort and all these things. But I believe that the first step, because as I told you, teachers are the most important part of this thing, is
Right.
the teachers to understand that that can help me in an easy way. And after that, some of them always, you don't expect 100% to do that. But if, as I say, if a few teachers in the beginning start doing that, the other will see, what he's doing from competition, from jealous, from they want to try. They will, let me do. He does that. Why can't I do that? And that step by step will come and be something bigger.
Awesome. So it was a pleasure to have you in today's podcast. I just want to have one more question answered as your departing thoughts. So, what would be your advice to the tool developers and school leaders when it comes to AI and education tools? One advice for tool developers and one advice for school leaders.
For tool developers, I think that they should ask the teachers in a way what they need. Maybe have with them in their team a teacher or someone who knows, and because the edtechs and the developers are great in what they do, but maybe they're not the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And so the collaboration between a teacher that understands and knows the needs and knows AI, maybe have tried some things, and the team of the developers is a great combination. So I believe that I have seen great NVR, great machines, great hardware with software, but when we saw, we said, what's the use of this? It's great, I like this, I do that. I see Eiffel Tower, I see the Buckingham Palace, but okay.
Right.
I see that in YouTube also without being a 3D thing.
Right.
So the collaboration between edtech and teachers is the greatest thing that can happen. And the school leaders, again, to be a part of this, to try it, to see what and understand the needs. Again, I think I don't do that. I say that because I'm a teacher, but because maybe it's easy for me because I I think I know some things in this AI story, but and the school leaders should see it as something important, but they have to understand that if teachers don't accept it and don't do it right, it's not good. So not say to let next year AI in school do what you want. Find the right curriculum. Try to understand. Have the people to help teachers, and that's the way to do that. By giving an order next year AI and do what you want. It's something that will not work.
Awesome. Thank you very much, John. I really, really appreciate your participation in today's podcast. It was a pleasure talking to you, and it was a lot of learning for my own self as well. And thank you very much for to all of our viewers who have joined us today. And we will see you in the next episode of Control Plus Ed. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. It was great conversation.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.